Good evening, welcome to Wightlink Raiders TV. We're joined by Wightlink Raiders head coach Jeremy Cornish. Jeremy, two pleasing wins on the weekend against London and Gosport. You've got to be pretty pleased with those efforts.
Yeah, we seem to be rolling along, so no real complaints. We had a couple of injuries in the weekend, so we had to kind of battle through those, and we did that really well, so I was really happy with the outcome of both games.
Of course, Saturday's game was a South East Trophy match. I'm guessing that we've qualified for that. I'm not quite sure if that's the case, but if that is the news, obviously that's good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. We want to make sure we're in contention for all the cups, the league, and the playoffs, and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, we are through. So that's a real big bonus. And like I said, we want to win everything that we're in contention for, and that's why we play every season.
And of course, Sunday the local derby, the big local derby at Gosport, and I'm guessing there was a big crowd on hand to witness the match. And from what I can gather, look at the score updates as the game unfolded. Fairly close throughout, but a couple of late goals to seal a big 6-3 win. Yeah,
I got pretty close there for a bit. 4-3 it came to, and a bit worrying, a little bit, but it was really good that we got some goals and came back from that. They work hard for each other, and they're always up for a good game against us. So, it's always going to be a challenge going there. I think we got a little bit lucky last time we played them and blew them out, but this is a little closer game. A little bit more hockey played. So it was a good game, good win, and good 4 points.
And unexpectedly, I suppose, from his point of view, Dan Weatherman's getting 2 starts, something he probably wasn't expecting. Obviously, with Matty currently out injured, you've got to be pleased that he stepped up to plate and a couple of good performances from him.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything different. I knew that we could just tell Dan, I told him last week he'd be in it, and he was 100% ready, and I would never have expected anything different than Dan. He always works hard and in training, and he's ready to go whenever asked. So that's a big bonus to have a goalie that can step in like that.
Yeah, because we spoke to him earlier in the season, Dan, and we obviously said what it's like. It must be tough playing behind a top netminder such as Matty Colclough, but he's got the right attitude to sort of progress in the game. He's just patient, and when he gets his chance, he obviously takes it, and he never moans and complains. You've got to be happy with him as a coach in that aspect.
Oh yeah, you can't ask for anything more. When I called Dan in the summer and asked him if he wanted to come back, he just automatically says yes, and there's never any questions or any concerns, and he knows the deal up front, and when I can get him in, I don't have any doubt using him. So if Matty's ever even just questionable, I put Dan in with no questions asked. So it's he's a guy I'd like to use more if I could, but while we're in the hunt, we'll ride Matty for as long as possible. When the situation arises, I'll not hesitate to put him in.
And of course, on the weekend, the British forward Loris Taylor from Swindon on his 2-way deal played. Did he play both games?
Yeah, he did play both games. Yeah, he played really well. Can skate really well, hits well. He's got a good set of hands on him. Just a really good player. So if we can get him down the stretch, which I'm hoping to, he's definitely gonna help solidify those 3 lines, and we're actually gonna have a couple guys on the outside looking in.
And of course, obviously, starting the deadline just a couple of weeks away now. Is there likely to be any changes to the lineup in the next couple of weeks, or are you going to go with what you've pretty much got now?
Like I always say, if something pops up, then we're going to consider it. But as of right now, we're in first place, and everyone's getting along, and the locker room's good, and we're pulling off wins, and people are scoring, and we're starting to play much better defense now. So I don't know. It's always potential with the deadline coming up, but I'm not pressing right now.
Of course, a lot of coaches say, it's a really old cliche in hockey, you don't win championships in November, December, but you've got to be happy coming into January, second week into January now, top of the league, obviously got a real crucial month coming up, some really big games. You can't ask for more than that, really, can you?
No, that's what I said last week when I talked to you. We want to be in it every week, and we seem to be right now. So, this weekend's Romford, and they're going to be difficult in our place. And then we've got the next weekend, which is massive, and it's Invicta and Chelmsford, so both in the league. So those games are going to decide our season, I reckon.
And just turning our attention to off-ice matters, this weekend's a monster night, apparently. One of your sponsors are going to be giving giveaways, T-shirts and so on and so forth. Obviously, you want to involve with sponsors, obviously, whenever you get the opportunity, and obviously Raiders owner Steve Price, of course, involved with them and getting them down here. And obviously, I believe Wightlink are going to be on hand as well, doing some filming for the ferries as well, so that should be good fun.
Yeah, definitely. We need a packed house this weekend. We haven't played at home for over a month. So as you know, our income relies on our home gates, and without that month, it's not easy to run a hockey team. So we actually need this place packed, and with those kind of promotional things going on, it's an awesome opportunity. Romford's always a physical game, and you can't really ask much more than from hockey. It's a good, fast, physical game, so that's what I'm expecting Saturday.
Of course, you touched. I touched with Dan earlier about the 5 players, of course, being released from Romford, London Raiders there, and they're probably going to come down with 12 or 13 guys, maybe boost their squad with a couple of youngsters. You can't never sort of count any team out, even if they have a cup. Sometimes these sorts of things bring teams closer together, so they get through the adversity, and they're likely to play a lot harder. Bearing in mind they know they've got their up against it.
Yeah, definitely. They're a team that play for themselves, especially the guys that are there left now. They're all kind of true, Romford boys. So they're the guys that are that are sticking together, and they're going to play for each other. It will be a tough game, and I'm not expecting it to be easy. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled out some signings towards the end of the week to kind of bolster that squad.
Well, good luck on Saturday against London, Jeremy, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Randy.
Cheers, mate.